think we'll get cracking then. Here we are. I think this is week 5 now of the LinkedIn Lead Generation Masterclass. I'm your host, Alex Smith, and it's great to have you with us. And this is going live out to my LinkedIn profile. It's also going out live to YouTube and a few other places. We've got a couple of people that are joining me for the session today, so it's great to have you with us, Emma, and I think it's Studio Noel, so I think that's Michelle, quite possibly. And feel free to kind of hop on, introduce yourselves in a moment. And just give you a quick overview of what we're looking at today on the agenda. So the session is going to take about 45 minutes. We're going to plow on with some input from me for the first 20 minutes or so. And then we're going to look into opening it up, have more of a forum discussion type roundtable conversation about video marketing. So video marketing is the topic this week. We're going to look at understanding your target audience. Number 3, planning your video content. Number 4 is going to be all about creating engaging video content. And number 5, how we go about promoting that video content. And number 6, quite an important step, all about how to measure that video content and the success. It's all about testing and measuring. So just a quick introduction from myself. I know a couple of you on the call already, previous clients and existing clients, and a couple of guests who have tuned in. So my name's Alex Smith, founder of Leadeth. Leadeth is a powerful lead generation agency, and we exist to support small business owners achieve their sales goals through automating their lead generation on LinkedIn. In today's digital world, video content is quickly becoming the preferred way for companies to communicate and connect with their target audience. And in the B2B space, which is kind of where I predominantly work, we found that video provides a powerful way. It's a powerful tool to engage users at every stage on that sales funnel, right the way from awareness to the next stage. And I'll put up the my methodologies, because these kind of just help understand that whole marketing principle, what's going on here. So right at the top of that funnel there, you've got awareness, and that's where you're shouting about who you are, making people see you. And then you've got the interest, where they're finding a bit more about you. You've got that consider moment. They might be going to your website, and then they're thinking, right, reading reviews, and then they go through to that purchase, and then you retain that client for a long period of time, hopefully. And there's also this flywheel effect that goes on, where you're attracting new clients, you're engaging with them, delighting them. Some people have an extra stage in their gamification, but the advocate is important, because that's getting those reviews from those clients, and then they affect the next person's interest in your business potentially. So this is all important to understand and remember, especially when we're talking about lead generation and especially video marketing. And where video marketing sits in on the roadmap, from the Leadeth roadmap. So this is the done for you plan that I offer. As you can see, stage 5 is all about video content marketing. So that's why we've dedicated this session today, all about it. I'm just going to quickly stop the screen share. Feel free to say hello. So who have we got? We've got Emma. I think it's Michelle, and there's I'm not even going to have a go at pronouncing that, but there's another name that I can't even pronounce on here. So feel free to hop on and say hello, give us a quick introduction, maybe your experiences of video on social media, and it'd be great to hear from you guys. Emma, why don't you fire away?
Good morning, Alex. Great to see you. Yeah, my name's Emma Weatherstone. I've worked with Alex before in a previous life, and today I'm here representing People Progress, and we are looking at using LinkedIn to expand our lead generation and to, speak to our customers who are all educators, so senior leaders in secondary education. I don't have a lot of experience with video marketing using LinkedIn, so it'd be great to learn from your experience, Alex.
Yeah, thanks. Excellent. Well, it's so good to have you with us, Emma. Thank you. Yeah, we've got Studio Noel. I think that's Michelle. Michelle is a client of mine there. You're going to say hello. Is it Michelle or is it? Oh, it's someone else. Hello there.
Hi, Alex. I'm Kaima. I'm Michelle's project assistant, and I'm here to learn more about how to boost sales using LinkedIn. So looking forward to this session. Thank you.
Great to have you with us. And yeah, feel free to hop in and interact in the call as much as you can, because this is it's not me coming across as the master, been there, done that. It's a very much a learning experience for me. I'm still learning and trying to adapt all these principles into my own marketing and stuff. And it's so I'm, as much as I'm you guys learning from me, I want to learn from you guys and learn what you guys are up to as well. So let's go back to the presentation. Just going to share the screen again. Right, so just a few stats really to kick us off. Which format is more effective at generating leads or sales? No surprises here. There's been quite a few studies. This particular study is from Databox, who are kind of market leaders in research. As you can see, video dominate the trends here, with a whopping 74% and 26% reported on blog posts. So in terms of a marketing strategy, video is kind of where it is. People are seeing more leads, more engagement, more sales as a result of using video. So it's something that should be integral in every kind of marketing plan or marketing strategy. So remember these stats, they're vital. So we're going to look at understanding your target audience next. And it's the kind of, before we produce any content, and this kind of applies to any social media posting, really, you've got to know your audience, know who you're writing to. So before you start creating video content, it's crucial to understand who that target audience is and what they are looking for. So understanding your target audience is going to help you to create videos that are going to be relevant, engaging, and ultimately help you to achieve those marketing goals that you might have. So there's quite a few ways of conducting this kind of audience research. And there's several tools out there. If you've ever dived into LinkedIn ads, I'll probably refer to it a few times today. There's something called LinkedIn Audience Insights. So if you've got a big post on LinkedIn and it's gone out and it's got quite a 300 engagements or something like that, quite a key bit of marketing that you've put out there, you can actually start to look at the audience insights and find out the demographics, the interests, the behaviors of your current followers on that particular item, which is really helpful. So surveying your target audience is another way of doing that. You can actually send out a survey to maybe even somehow find that segment of audience, whether it's in a group or something else, but sending them a bit of information to say, hey, we'd love to know about what content you want us to produce. That's a great way of identifying what their needs and preferences are. And then reviewing kind of website analytics. So looking at your Google Analytics, you might be able to see what's trending on your website. So it could be a specific article that's been written, a problem that's being solved, and that's getting the most hits and most traffic on your website. So that would be a key place to start thinking about, wow, how can we kind of televise or create some video content of that key bit of information on the website that's making a lot of that's getting a lot of traction and hits. So the key characteristics of your target audience that you're going to need to try and get this information out of that audience is obviously the demographic information. That will give you a kind of a good understanding, the age, the gender, kind of location, all that sort of information is quite vital, because that's going to help us to plan the video content and make sure it's geared towards them. Their interests, so what are they interested in and what type of content do they prefer, is really good. Think about their pain points, challenges that they face and that they're looking to solve. So Google is amazing for this. If you're doing, if you've got a specific industry niche that you're working at, you can go, I always use the example of chiropractors or something like that, but you can actually Google what are the top 5 challenges of chiropractors. And straight away, you've got their 5 biggest pain points from Google. And then with those 5 pain points, you can think, right, let's chuck that into 5 pieces of video content and address each pain point. And and it's going to be relevant to that audience. So think about buying habits as well and the types of products and services that people are looking to purchase. So once we've kind of got a bit of understanding around these key characteristics, it's going to help us to create really good quality video that's going to speak directly to that target audience and meet their needs. So obviously planning, I'm going to bang on about the importance of planning here. Here's a famous quote. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. That's Abraham Lincoln. I've never heard that quote before. All the other quotes that I found were ones I'd heard of, and about, beginning to fail and failing to begin and all of that. But this quote was, wow, that's amazing. 4 hours out of 6 hours in the planning, and then the actual execution is kind of a smaller amount. So yeah, just emphasizing how important it is to plan that video and plan it well. So a poorly planned video without a clear brief is going to obviously need a lot more changes potentially down the line, involving reshoots, which could take more time and cost more money. So try to avoid any of this kind of overrun by planning. So we're going to look at how we can do that and some effective ways that I do it. I think about this one here. This is called the social media rule of thirds. So a third of your video content should be to promote your business or drive conversions. And then a third of the content that you're putting out should be curated content. So that's great content that thought leaders have already put out there in the industry. Share that sort of stuff. So that's quite an easy one to do. You're just finding great stuff that's out there that aligns with your company vision, values, and mission, and then promote that as well. And then the third one there, personal interaction. So try to be thinking about how you can personally interact with posts, and that third should be there. There's also another one that I came across, and that was the Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule. So that one says basically 80% of your posts are for informing, educating, and entertaining. And then the other 20% of your posts are just to promote your business and drive conversions. So it's just remember, it's not all about your business getting yourself out there. It's creating that value, added value for your clients and for your audience, really. So you'll need to determine which social media channels are going to be the right for your content. And I kind of focus on LinkedIn because that is a B2B audience, and that's where I push out to mainly. I'm also trying to build up an audience on YouTube and some of the other platforms, because it's not much effort for me to kind of push content there as well if I've already created the content. And we'll look at that a little bit later. But the types of video content that are suitable for LinkedIn, obviously we'll go into that in a bit of detail later. Have a think about this stat here. So I just Googled what video works best on LinkedIn on Google, and straight away, LinkedIn recommends less than 30 seconds for top of the funnel awareness. So going back to that marketing funnel diagram, if you're creating video content to try and attract more people into your into what it is that you're doing, so less than 30 seconds. Video ads are less than 20 seconds long, can loop automatically, but the best performing ads are under 15 seconds long, and that was reported from LinkedIn last year. So you're thinking, wow, long form content in video content that's going to be probably more for lower down in that marketing funnel for people who are already kind of engaging with your product and want to find out the details. But to get that initial awareness, you've only got a finite amount of seconds to really do that. So wow, that was quite an interesting statistic when I came across that one. So it's vital to be creating engaging video content. So video content on LinkedIn has quickly become one of the most effective ways to engage with your target audience and build relationships. And creating this video content is essential for success on LinkedIn. Video content allows you as a business to showcase your knowledge and your expertise in a way that's a lot more personal and powerful than just a boring plain text. So it helps you to build that trust and credibility and with your audience, and it's just a great way to start conversations. So if you whack a video out there, your chances find on the stats you'll be getting a lot more engagement on that video. Video content also makes it easier for your target audience to understand your message and to take action. So call to action is a big element of what we're thinking about here. We need to have a strategy to remind people to take action, take the next step with you. So that's going to video content is going to reach a wider audience as well as you gain that visibility and influence. So it's vital to create that engaging content and start building relationships today. So set yourself a challenge at the end of this session to maybe create one piece and plan it out and get it out there and review it. Video is also a great way to explain a product or service. If it's quite a complex solution that you're delivering, a video can be a great way of doing that. And a lot of people do that with animation. I've seen it used mainly on front ends of websites, as opposed to in the LinkedIn space. Some people do it with ads on LinkedIn, but it'd be great to hear your experiences as well. If anyone's done anything kind of animation wise, I've got an animator on the front of my website. It's difficult to measure how effective it is, but yeah, it's there, and it solves the problem of people wanting to know what it is, how it works in 1 minute, which is quite a good way of doing it. So yeah, there's a couple of websites that can do all that for you. One's called VideoScribe and one's called Doodly, and they make it really easy for you to create engaging explainer videos, they're called, at a very kind of low cost budget. Fiverr is also a great website, fiverr.com. There's some really good, talented people out there where you can just send them the script, show them your website, what you do and how you offer it. And they'll actually create this, 60-second piece of video for you. And it's very easy to get a good return on investment with that, because it's only costing you a couple of £100. It's going out to kind of masses as well if you sponsor it. Here's another stat for you. 91% of businesses are using video in 2023, and that's crept up. That 91% is at the highest it's ever been since 2016, when they first started measuring it. This is Wyzal, who a company that create videos online, and they do a bit of a research thing. So people just love video, and technology has kind of made this really easy for businesses to record. I mean, everybody's got a smartphone in their pocket, so they've got the technology in their hands to kind of get straight away on film. So video is also great for SEO. That's one of the key takeaways here. So uploading your videos to YouTube as well. So you've got the content. It's so easy just to upload that to YouTube, and you can use keywords and common search terms in the description and things like that to really push your listing to the top of Google, so you can get found, and then people will click the video and then have a call to action on the video. And that's a really good strategy to incorporate. But we're going to focus on kind of the LinkedIn side going forward. So some top tips. This is kind of just from my own research and what I've been doing. So obviously think about how you film it. Most people either do a landscape, because most screens are landscape 4:3. The trouble is that doesn't really translate nicely to mobiles. I think most people on the LinkedIn platform on a mobile are kind of viewing it portrait, and most of the kind of picture content you see on LinkedIn are predominantly square, so 1:1 aspect ratio. So remember your mobile users when you're preparing this video content. There are some cleverer apps like Filmora, I think, is one of them that you can freely download. That'll actually force the crop to a square crop on your camera, and then obviously that's going to save you a lot of time in the edit stage where you edit your video. Include burnt-in captions. So it's a mad statistic around LinkedIn. The majority of LinkedIn people on LinkedIn are actually sat there on a train or commuting, looking at their feed, reading your content. So a lot of them don't even have earphones in, so they won't get the audio side of your video. So it's so vital to ensure you've got closed captions or burnt-in captions. Burnt-in captions are where it's basically part of the video. The captions will come up as part of the video rather than an overlay. And that is really vital. So obviously that's going to help with SEO and being found in the LinkedIn algorithm if you've got the script there and it's all there. So yeah, think of all of that. Also, you can also add a custom thumbnail, a static image to promote maybe one of the key bits and moments or messages in the video, or it could just be like a designed banner that you do in something like Canva, and you can upload that. Personally, I use two tools quite a bit. Descript. Descript is a subscription tool that allows you to you basically chuck a video into it, and it transcribes it pretty well. You can then edit it if it's not quite right in a few places, and that generates the captions and the on-screen the words. That's really great tool for doing that. And Veed.io, that's another tool that I've been using to kind of automate that whole process. Most of these tools have free trials. But yeah, you can, if you've got one bit of content, you just create that caption if you want to try it out. A couple of great tools there. So yeah, just remember to include that call to action and make sure the film is quite short and to the point. People don't want to watch a long video on LinkedIn. So keep it interesting and concise, with a clear call to action at the end of the video to encourage the viewers to take that next step. Is pretty important. And that could be something like signing up to a newsletter, visiting your website, whatever that might be in your customer journey. So when it comes to actually filming your content, obviously we talked about animation. You can create animators, which are really, really quite cool. The thing I always like to remember is good lighting. Lighting is key. I mean, you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on expensive lighting rigs, but ultimately you'll have, in most video setups, you have what's called the key light. The key light is the main lighting source that's shining light into your face. Where I am in the I call it, it's not really a studio, but it's a garden room here. I've got a big bifold door right in front of me, so I've got a lot of natural light coming on. But then I also use I've got a little Amazon lamp, which is probably about 40 watts, I think, LED lamp, which I can just turn on, and that brings up a lot of the tones on the video. I've also got, I guess you could call it, a bit of a backfill light from a side window as well. So I have to have a blind on that because it just blinds me. But think about your lighting. There's nothing worse than watching some kind of amateurish video on LinkedIn, unless that's where your audience is. So think about remember your audience. What are they going to enjoy the most, and kind of make sure you film it. Next to good lighting, I always say, is good sound as well, if you can. So yeah, there's a lot of these little clip-on microphones. I think I'm back. Sorry, the joys of internet outages on lives. So yeah, a clip-on microphone or something like that would really enhance the audio quality as well. So I've got one of these kind of desktop setups here, which is really good. But a clip-on mic, which can just be a cable. You can pick it up from Amazon for about £10. Good audio and good lighting is the secret here. Even if you've got a rubbish camera, as long as you have good lighting and good audio, it makes the world a difference. So promoting that video content. So yeah, we need to define some goals and objectives for every video we produce. And it's important to have this clear understanding of what we want to achieve with each video before we start creating it. And this could be to increase brand awareness, generate more leads for the business, boost engagement, or maybe just drive sales. So having a think about our specific goals and objectives in mind is going to help us to guide the creation of this video content and ensure it's aligned with our kind of overarching marketing strategy. Some people use storyboarding, and that's quite helpful to just kind of outline the main topics or themes and the messaging that you want to convey. A storyboard is also an effective tool that can help you visualize that flow, including some of the shots and transitions that you want to include and stuff like that. So think about that, and then utilize attention-grabbing visuals and graphics. So when if you've got video editing software, and there's a lot of tools out there online that allow you to do this, to fly in captions and do different things, the pertinent moment in the video can just re-emphasize a specific point. So animations, graphics, things like that can be used to really help that. So yeah, just remember the all-important call to action or engagement prompt in your video, and you'll be starting to watch LinkedIn videos, and you'll be like, oh, hey, there we go. There's the call to action at the end. Oh, there it is. So it's quite funny when you start to watch other people's videos. Yeah, so remember optimizing it for search as well. When it comes to actually pushing that video out, obviously there's several places where you can put that, and it's quite important to put it on your personal profile is great. With a company page, you can also add video content to that as well. You can't actually go live to a company page until you've got 150 likes on your company page. So build out your company page and start to invite people to like that company page, because that is going to be where your target market, your audience is coming, as well as your personal profile. LinkedIn groups, again, it's another powerful place to put a short, quick 15 to 30-second video out there, and maybe get people to come visit your company page on the back of it from a group. So you're kind of harnessing that audience from a LinkedIn group, bringing them back to your company page. So you're going to keep putting content out there, and that's going to resonate with them. And it does take 5, they say it's 5 touch points with a potential prospect before they decide on what to do next. So LinkedIn video ads, so a bit like Facebook, LinkedIn now supports video ads. So if you've created that bit of video, you can actually push it out to an audience on LinkedIn, and it could be a lookalike audience. So you can actually upload an audience to LinkedIn. You could say, my customer base looks like this, send it out to similar lookalike potential customers, and it does all that for you. There's other channels you could think about where you could promote that video content as well, like YouTube is the biggest one, including it in your email marketing. Some people even put it on email signatures, there's kind of lots of methods and lots of ways where you can promote it, and the more you put it out, obviously the more engagement you get back as a result. So just a few pointers there. And then when we talk about kind of finally how to measure and analyze the performance of your video, this is going to help you to make kind of data-driven decisions for future content and help you to understand what your audience apologies there. Internet is awful today. I'm just going to share that screen again. So so to measure the success of the video, we're going to try to utilize various metrics such as views, engagement rate, click-through rate, audience retention, and conversions. And additionally, you can track your video performance in LinkedIn Insights. So you can actually, as I said earlier, go into LinkedIn and look at that insights, and Google Analytics is another great tool for measuring the impact of that video. So it's vital to kind of measure its impact. Some key metrics then to consider. So views, that's the metric of how many times somebody has just watched your content. The engagement rate, so that's the amount of interaction your video of working from home right at the back here and being reliant on the internet to be faster, but it's not, especially when you're presenting with video as well. It's not ideal. Going back to the presentation, then hopefully you guys can see this. We're just coming into the end of the presentation section. I was talking about the engagement rate. That's where we can measure the amount of interaction a video has received, such as likes, comments, and shares. So it seems my internet seems to be a bit poorly today. Is anyone else still with me?
Still here, Alex.
Great. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just on the mobile because the computer's like, no, I'm not going to play ball today. Really frustrating. So annoying when you do that. Any kind of questions? We've kind of covered the content side, and it'd be great to get some feedback from you guys. Maybe biggest takeaway, something like that.
Hi, Alex. Yeah, that was really interesting. I've sort of been scribbling down some notes, and I think one of the big things was the impact of video, 74% versus blog.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge
Quite a big
opportunity,
stat, isn't it? And looking at directing that to the target audience. And the other thing, obviously the 80-20, how you split the content as well. Yeah.
So in terms of that, scheduling that content, I actually use a Trello board to map that out quite effectively. So I'd have a Monday. I kind of do a motivation Monday with kind of thought leadership stuff on a Monday. And then on my Tuesday, I do a testimonial Tuesday. And then, if you can get a video testimonial from a client, shouting how good your product is, it doesn't have to be too long. That's a really, really impactful way of doing it. And then, think about the other days to content engagers, kind of just other ways of doing it. But and then having that schedule on a cycle. I tend to use a 13-week cycle because by week 14 they've forgotten, the first bit of content you put out.
It's recycling that content. And also you're capturing the content, and the chances of same people seeing it, especially as you build, your following. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, it's really good. There's loads of take homes, and obviously using captions as well, because I must say, if I don't have my headphones, I will sit and read videos. My attention span is a bit short. So the 30 seconds, not laboring it too much and actually keeping it nice and short and sweet, because then you can, get the attention of people like myself. You can't focus on things for too long. So lots of takeaways here. So thank you for that.
Excellent. That's good stuff. Anyone else on the call? Still, I have a look. I'm on my mobile now from 4G because I've just given up.
Hi, Alex. So thank you for sharing that wealth of knowledge, lots of key takeaways today, especially where the platforms on where we can promote our video. It just occurred to me that we can actually promote our videos on our email signatures. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting point. Apart from that, the just like Emma, one of my key takeaways is the duration of the video. It doesn't have to be very long. It should be short and sweet. So thank you for today.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. It's great to have you here. Next week's session, we're looking at scheduling like a pro, we've called it, and it's all about using Calendly and automations to kind of automate that process, and that's the sixth element of the roadmap. And then there's all the back catalogue of these sessions since the first week of January when we started them. So if you want to dive into that, I can drop you a link as well. But no. Good. Thanks for hopping on the call. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. We've covered off the content. Happy to hang on for another 5-10 minutes if people want to chat a bit further about any elements, or do a deep dive into any of the software tools or anything like that. More than happy to.
Brilliant. Thanks, Alex. What I'll do is I'll get that set up and with the LinkedIn profile, and then I'll drop something in the calendar. Is that okay?
Yeah. Just click on the link and
Fabulous.
Brilliant. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you. Take care, Alex. Nice to see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.